Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel where we bring timeless stories to life. Today, we're re-diving into a beautiful and touching Vietnamese folk tale called The Story of Little TCH, CH Chu. It's a powerful story about love, regret, and the incredible journey of redemption. So gather around, get comfortable, and let's begin. Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village, there lived a young boy named TCH Ko. His life was marked by sadness from an early age, as both of his parents had passed away, leaving him in the gentle care of his loving grandmother. She adored her grandson with all her heart. Every smile on his face was a ray of sunshine for her, and she dedicated her days to making sure he was happy and well-fed. She would tell him stories of a world beyond their village, of brave heroes and magical creatures, her voice a soft, comforting melody. Unfortunately, TCH didn't fully appreciate this boundless love. He was a carefree boy, and his world revolved around play. From sunrise to sunset, you could find him chasing butterflies in the meadows, skipping stones across the village pond, or flying his kite high in the sky with the other children. He loved the thrill of games and the laughter of his friends. While there's nothing wrong with a playful spirit, TCHQ's love for fun made him neglect his responsibilities at home, especially when it came to his aging grandmother. He often forgot the simple chores she asked of him, his mind already lost in the next adventure he was planning. One sweltering summer afternoon, the sun beat down relentlessly. The air was thick and still, and not even a gentle breeze offered relief. Inside their small home, TCH's grandmother lay in her bed, feeling weak and frail from the oppressive heat. Her throat was parched, and she felt an overwhelming thirst. With a faint, raspy voice, she called out to her grandson, who was getting ready to run outside. TCH Chu, my dear boy, she whispered, Grandma is so thirsty. Could you please bring me a cool cup of water? TCH Chu heard her, but his friends were already calling his name from outside. The promise of a new game was too exciting to resist. In a minute, Grandma, he shouted back, barely glancing her way before darting out the door. He thought to himself that a little wait wouldn't hurt. He'd bring her the water after just one more game. But as you know, one game often leads to another, and soon TCH Chu was completely absorbed in his play, the promise he made to his grandmother completely forgotten. Back in the house, the poor old woman waited. Her thirst grew more and more intense, and with each passing moment, she felt her strength slipping away. She called for TCHQ again and again, but her voice was now too weak to reach him over the sounds of his cheerful games. As desperation took over, a strange transformation began. Her body began to shrink, her arms sprouted feathers, and her nose sharpened into a beak, with a final sorrowful chirp that sounded almost like cuckoo, cuckoo, so thirsty. She turned into a small bird. With a flutter of her new wings, she flew out the open window, leaving the empty house behind. hours later, when the sun began to set and his friends had all gone home. TCHQ finally returned, tired but happy from his day of play. He walked in, expecting to find his grandmother waiting for him. "Grandma, I'm home," he called out. But the house was silent. He looked in her room, but her bed was empty. A sense of unease began to creep into his heart. He called her name again, louder this time, his voice echoing in the empty space. "Grandma, where are you?" Suddenly, he heard a faint chirping sound from the garden. He ran outside and saw a small bird perched on a branch, looking at him with sad, familiar eyes. The bird let out a sorrowful cry, "Cuckoo, ... cuckoo, ... I'm so thirsty, I can't stay with you anymore." In that instant, TCH's world shattered. He realized with a chilling horror that this bird was his grandmother. Overwhelmed by guilt and regret, he fell to his knees and burst into tears. "Grandma, no, please come back," he sobbed. He remembered her weak voice asking for a simple cup of water and how he had ignored her. His thoughtlessness had led to this terrible fate. His heart ached with a pain far greater than any scraped knee he'd ever had. He would give anything, absolutely anything, to turn back time and bring her a whole river of water if she asked. As TCHCH wept, a shimmering light appeared beside him. A gentle and radiant fairy stood before him, her eyes filled with compassion. "Do not cry, little one," she said in a soothing voice. "I know your heart is full of remorse. You have made a grave mistake, but your love for your grandmother is true." Hope flickered within TCHQ's chest. He looked up at her, his eyes pleading. "Please, fairy," he begged, "is there any way to change her back? I'll do anything." The fairy nodded. "There is a way, but the path is not easy. High on the tallest, most distant mountain, there is a magical spring known as the Fairy Stream. Its water holds the power to restore life and break enchantments. If you can fetch some of that water for your grandmother to drink, she will become human again." She warned him, "But the journey is long and fraught with danger. You will have to be brave and determined." Without a single moment of hesitation, TCHCH2's resolve hardened. The thought of danger meant nothing compared to the chance of saving his grandmother. He thanked the fairy, grabbed an empty gourd from his home, and set off immediately, his heart set on one goal, reaching the fairy stream. The journey was even harder than the fairy had described. He had to climb steep, rocky cliffs that tore at his hands and feet. He navigated through dense, dark forests where strange sounds echoed in the night and thorny bushes snagged his clothes. He waded across fast-flowing rivers with currents that threatened to sweep him away. Days turned into nights, and nights turned into days. He was often tired, hungry, and scared, but he never once thought of giving up. Whenever he felt his spirit waver, he would picture his grandmother's kind face and her sad cry as a bird would echo in his ears, pushing him forward. This was his chance to make things right. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of struggle, he saw it, But perched at the very peak of the highest mountain was a glistening spring, its water sparkling under the sunlight as if it were made of liquid diamonds. He had made it. The fairy stream, with a final surge of energy. He scrambled up the last few feet and joyfully filled his gourd to the brim with the magical water. The journey back was a race against time. He ran as fast as his tired legs could carry him, carefully protecting the precious gourd. He didn't stop to rest, fueled by love and the desperate hope of seeing his grandmother again. When he finally arrived back at his village, he found the little bird still perched in the garden, looking weaker than before. "Grandma, I'm back," he cried, his voice trembling with emotion. "I brought you water from the fairy stream. Please drink it." He gently tilted the gourd, and a few drops of the magical water fell into the bird's beak. A miraculous thing happened. As soon as the water touched her lips, a brilliant light enveloped the bird. It grew and shifted, its feathers receding, its wings transforming back into arms. In a matter of seconds, his kind, loving grandmother was standing before him once again, looking just as she had before, healthy and smiling. TCHCHQ rushed into her arms, hugging her tightly as tears of joy streamed down his face. "I'm so sorry, Grandma," he whispered. "I'll never, ever neglect you again. I promise." His grandmother hugged him back, her heart swelling with forgiveness and love. She knew her grandson had learned his lesson in the most difficult way possible. From that day forward, TCHQ was a changed boy. He became the most attentive and caring grandson anyone could imagine. He was always by his grandmother's side, making sure she had everything she needed, listening to her stories, and filling her days with as much joy as she had always given him. The memory of his long and difficult journey served as a constant reminder of the preciousness of family and the importance of showing love through action, not just words. And they lived together, happily and lovingly, for many, many years to come. What a powerful story, isn't it? It teaches us that it's never too late to make amends and that the love we have for our family is worth any challenge. Thank you so much for joining us for the story of TCHCH2. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more wonderful tales from around the world. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and cherish your loved ones.